Oh my gosh, guys, I'm literally so excited for today's video. You guys see the title, the thumbnail, but you guys may still be confused. I'm gonna explain today's video to you guys because I'm very excited about it. I was just like driving and doing my errands this morning, and I was thinking of videos that I wanted to film, and I was like, oh, trying to come up with video ideas, and I just happened to be listening to T Swift's new album, Midnight, and I was like, I am going to come up with books that remind me of every song off of the album. That is what we're doing today. I'm going to be taking you guys through every song except for one. I think there was one song that I just like couldn't really come up with an idea. All of the other songs on the album, I'm going to take you guys through the song, what I think that the song kind of means in relation to the books, and what books reminded me of that song. So these can be recommendations, or this can just be a nice little video for you guys. I sat down after I thought about this video and I got home, and I was just like listening to the song, looking at my bookshelves, thinking about what songs matched with what books. Let's get into it. I'm going to also try to find the lyrics and explain why specific things to me related to different songs. Let's do this. I know I've seen other people do this with like certain songs from certain artists on different albums, but I literally thought about this video just listening to the Midnight album, so very excited. Let's do this. Also, as I go through all of the songs, I am going to tell you guys what my favorite songs on the album are, because this is just kind of like us talking about the album as well with each other and correlating them with books, you know, the two best things. Because I don't know if you guys are those type of people, but I am literally the type of person that like listens to a song and correlates it with any form of media, movies, TV shows, books, anything that I digest. It's getting correlated. I'm going in chronological order of the album. I'm not going to be putting the song into today's video because I do not want to get copyrighted. First one we're going to do is Lavender Haze. Lavender Haze, like the lyrics kind of reminded me of like a One of Us is Famous trope. The one that's not famous or like not so popular is kind of getting used to like the limelight that surrounds the other person, the attention that comes with it, and like all of the eyes on their relationship. The lyric, I've been under scrutiny, you handle it beautifully, all this is new to me. That lyric specifically is like one of the things that really stuck out to me, because like it's very new to that person, but the other person is very used to dealing with it. And also it just like reminds me of like the person that like is famous doesn't care about the press, they just care about, you know, the other person. They don't really care about what the public has to say, and the other person that's not famous just kind of like likes the little bubble that they live in with this other person without all of the eyes on them, and they just kind of wish it could be like that all the time. That's how I interpreted this song, especially because I just want to stay in the lavender haze. Like I just kind of like pictured it as like want to stay in the lavender haze, like the little bubble that they have made of just them. The first book that this reminded me of when I was just listening was Redeemed by Lauren Asher. All of the guys in this book are F1 racers, which is actually pretty ironic because isn't the F1 coming to the United States right now? I think I saw that on SportsCenter or something the other day. Santi in this book getting over something very traumatic, so he kind of is like living in this kind of bubble himself away from the public eye, and then he meets Chloe, and so she is very used to their bubble. Eventually when things start getting kind of brought back to light in the public eye, she's very not used to it and not used to like everyone paying attention to them. I swear it literally reminded me of this book so much. It also reminded me of Twisted Games by Anna Huang. This especially because Reese gets to be the bodyguard for Bridget, who is a literal princess, and she's just kind of in college doing her own thing, but since she's a princess she needs a bodyguard, but eventually she has to actually become more royalty. And so it's kind of that, because it's like a forbidden love. They can't be together, what everyone around them thinks and how the royalty is supposed to be. It very much reminded me of them and like how they lived like in their own little bubble before this. Next up we have Maroon. This song, when I first listened to it, I swear the very first book that came to mind, and this was the only book that I could really like imagine with this song, is Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. Listen and let me tell you why. Because when I listened to Maroon, if I were to relate it with a book trope, it kind of gave me second chance romance vibes, which is what this book trope is. I feel like it talks about like how the love and the spark between them was so bright and all these amazing memories and how it felt to be in love with this person. Eventually their relationship kind of has a breaking breaking point and they have to go their own separate ways, but there's still a little part of them always thinks about each other. And I swear, like, this book is what came to mind specifically for these few lyrics. And I chose you, the one I was dancing with in New York, no shoes, looked up at the sky, and it was the burgundy on my t-shirt when you splashed your wine into me. The mark they saw on my collarbone, the rust that grew between telephones, the lips I used to call home, so scarlet it was maroon. I swear, as soon as, especially the New York, because this whole entire book takes place, it's a then and now, takes place in New York in the 90s for the majority of it. Oh my gosh, like just listening to that song, I swear reminded me of Before We Were Strangers and the vibes of the 90s in New York. Like the whole entire vibe of this song of like when they were in love, completely this book. For some of these I came up with multiple, and then for some of them I just came up with one. Next we have one of my favorite songs on the album, which is Anti-Hero. Guys, this song is so freaking good. This song is so good. This song definitely resonated with me, with someone who is very much in their own head and they see their own flaws, they see their own faults, and they feel like no one is ever going to want to stick around because they just feel kind of they're the problem. You know, like no one would ever love them enough through their flaws, and that their flaws is going to be the death of like all of their relationships, and no one wants them around because of their flaws and their faults and, you know, the things that make us human. They can't see their own beauty and what people would love them for. They only kind of like see the negatives and can't really see the positives within themselves. They just kind of feel like a disease to other people, and they kind of lash out and take this stuff out and kind of try to push people away. The lyric, one day I'll watch as you're leaving because you got tired of my scheming. For the last time, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. And let me tell you exactly who I thought of. And you guys, if you weren't thinking this, I bet you guys are gonna be like, oh, how did I not think of that? I'm not gonna get the whole entire series down, but it is 100% Lillian though. Addicted, the Addicted series. Tell me, listen to the song, go and put your headphones on, go and play the song, and tell me that they don't come to mind when you hear this song. Them just thinking that their addictions are going to be too much, and they're scared that no one's going to love them because of their addictions, and that no one is going to love them through them trying to get better through their addictions. My babies, they relate with this song, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart, but I swear this is them. I also thought of a few more books for this song, and even though I don't love this book, I literally thought of Miles from Ugly Love, his point of view, how he is like the anti-hero and he doesn't want to love anybody because of things that have happened in his past. I also just related this to the Six of Crows duology. I just feel like them, the crows, they are the definition of the anti-hero, and just the subtle like romance plots in this, I felt like just connected so well. All of them and their traumas and why they don't think they can be loved or like love anybody. This right here, tell me it's not. Next song is Snow on the Beach, that I know a lot of people were like, featuring Lana Del Rey. Where is Lana Del Rey? I've been seeing that all over TikTok. This song for me, I feel like encapsulates the feeling of falling in love with someone who is so right for you, and it's so beautiful, like snow on the beach. So beautiful, so like surreal as seeing snow on the beach. Do you guys get what I'm saying? The imagery of that, and it parallels to falling in love with someone and the way it feels, and just like the happiness that radiates through it. It's just something that you never want to go away. The lyrics, you wanting me tonight feels impossible, but it's coming down, no sound all around like snow on the beach. For me, the way I interpreted that, it's just so surreal. Like the snow on the beach, like tonight, us having this feeling for each other just feels surreal. My smile is like I won a contest, and to hide that would be so dishonest, and it's fine to fake it till you make it, till you do, till it's true, and it's like snow at the beach. I just feel like it encapsulates like falling in love with somebody and that feeling, pure true love. The books that spoke out to me for this was first and foremost Beach Read. As soon as I even like heard the song and like started imagining, I just saw January and Gus like in their houses, them slowly falling in love with each other over these not dates. This song, it was like January and Gus. So them, like this song I feel like belongs to them, but it also belongs to Johnny and Shannon from Binding and Keeping 13. This song is so them. If you guys needed me to try to convince you to read these books, here it is. The storyline that follows these two books over them falling in love literally speaks to my soul, as this book does. Just like them and stuff that they help each other through, and how genuine and true that their love is. It's like snow on the beach. The next one, I have some beef with some people over, because this one may be my favorite song on the album, which is You're on Your Own, Kid. Literally, I think it is my favorite song in the album. Let me tell you that the other day I was on the stair climber doing my 30-40 minutes on my stair climber, and I was scrolling through TikTok. The first scroll was someone edited Steve Harrington to this song and his storyline, and I was like, okay, I can feel the tears brewing in my eye sockets, but I'm not gonna let them fall, because why would you do this to me? I was like, okay, scroll. I kid you not, the next video was the straw that broke the camel's back, and literally cried in a public gym while on the Stairmaster. Can you guys picture me on the Stairmaster crying because of a Spider-Man edit with this song? If you're the person that made that edit, why would you do this to me? Because I will be speaking to my therapist about this. I just love this song so much, and when I tell you guys the trope that came to mind when I heard the song, it is childhood friends to lovers, hands down. Hands down, childhood friends to lovers. You can't tell me that it's not. I play it cool with the best of them. I wait patiently. He's gonna notice me. It's okay, we're the best of friends. Definitely childhood friends to lovers. It's about loving somebody, not letting it show, but kind of feeling that they feel the same way or hoping that they feel the same way. For that specifically, I have to bring this book up. I have to. You guys know that I do. You guys knew it before I even put the book up. Don't act like you didn't. Don't act like you didn't know what book I was about to do. Of course it's this. Tell me that this song isn't this. They're one and the same. It just speaks to my heart, and it makes Macy and Elliot. I just picture Macy and Elliot in that song. I also correlated this song with the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I don't want to grab all those books, but I feel like it mostly relates to Ellie and Jeremiah. But also it relates to Belly and Conrad, the more I think about it. It relates to both of them in their own ways. Another favorite off the album, Midnight Rain. This one was a little bit more challenging for me to come up with something. Like, you know, sometimes I was just like, what book do I feel like speaks to this song? Because I feel like Midnight Rain is like a very like independent, specifically like the girl is super independent, wants to be her own person, and then there's this guy who kind of has like these expectations. Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but the song that I feel like just relates to the most though, like my heart just automatically went to this song, Daisy Jones and the Six. And I'm not gonna say who, it makes complete and perfect sense. It also could like relate to different songs on the album, but for me, Midnight Rain, multiple people in this book that it relates to. Also, for my fantasy girlies out there, I definitely related Midnight Rain to both Shatter Me and Unravel Me, the first two books in the Shatter Me series. Tell me that that is not true. Tell me this doesn't scream Juliet. And then Question is also one of my favorite songs on the album, which is the next song that we're talking about. This to me was kind of like a right person, wrong time type of thing. People got it wrong. Like their relationship mistakes were made. Did you ever have someone kiss you in a crowded room and every single one of your friends was making fun of you, but 15 seconds later they were clapping too? Then what did you do? Did you leave her house in the middle of the night? Did you wish you put up more of a fight? Let me tell you exactly what I thought when I heard the song and was just studying the lyrics. 28 Summers by Elin Hildebrand. If you guys have read this book, you guys know exactly when it says, did you leave her house in the middle of the night? Did you wish you put up more of a fight? Do you think of Mallory? Do you think of Mallory? The song Bejeweled. When I think of the song Bejeweled, I kind of think of like revenge of a woman who has been with a guy that kind of has made her lose track of like her own self-worth, and like that she's this like bad chick and that she deserves more. So she finds like her self-love, her self-worth, and like shows this guy and shows everybody that kind of thought more down on her like who she really is and what she deserves. If you are wanting something that kind of falls along those lines, if you're wanting a book about revenge, I would definitely go recommend the Mind F series by St. Abby. I read that a few months ago. It wasn't my fave, but so many people love that book series, and that is like the first book that came to mind when it just kind of like gave me revenge. I'm bejeweled, I'm showing everyone what I'm worth, and kind of like taking back your name, taking back your own worth and who you are. Labyrinth, I think is how you say it. I love this song. It is a close second on the album because of just how emotional this song makes me feel. Fear of falling in love with somebody else after like a great big love, or like your first love and something didn't work out for one reason or another. The line, I'll be getting over you my whole life. I'll be getting over you my whole life is definitely like the person before, like the person that they were in love with that it didn't work out with. You would break your back to make me break a smile. You know how much I hate that everyone expects me just to bounce back, and just like that, I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love again. This other person comes into your life and is really trying so hard to like be with you, and you are just kind of fighting it because of this loyalty that you have to somebody else for one reason or another. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I swear it is the epitome of this book. I swear if there was just one book like out of this whole entire video that I was like, that is exactly it, it is One True Loves. I always go back to this quote and I always know exactly where it is. I always know. I go straight to it every time. Falling out of love with someone you still like feels exactly like lying in a warm bed and hearing the alarm clock. No matter how good you feel right now, you know it's time to go. Karma, which I think that everyone can relate to, is one of the best songs on the album, is another one of my favorites. Karma is about karma. It's about what goes around comes around, you know, righting wrongs and stuff that has happened to somebody and it coming back around in multiple different forms for the benefit of them and for the revenge of the other person. Addicted to betrayal, but you're relevant. You're terrified to look down because if you dare, you'll see the glare of everyone you just burned to get there, and it's coming back around, and I keep my side of the street clean. Do you want to know who I thought of? Especially when it goes, because karma is my boyfriend, A Court of Silver Flames. I'm not even done with this book, but it has Nesta written all over it. Nesta and Cassian, written all over it. What I think this is my third favorite song on the album, which is Mastermind, and it may be because I really relate to it. The lyric, what if I told you none of it was accidental, and the first night that you saw me, nothing was gonna stop me. I laid the groundwork, and then just like clockwork, the dominoes cascaded in a line. What if I told you I'm a mastermind, and now you're mine? It was all by design, because I'm a mastermind. Do you want to know who this song belongs to? It belongs to them. I feel like I don't even have to say it. I feel like you guys are gonna know. It is 110% recent favorite. It is 110% recent favorite. Are you kidding me? This is literally Reese's song, specifically in A Court of Thorns and Roses. What if I told you none of it was accidental, and the first night that you saw me, nothing was gonna stop me? Tell me it's not. Tell me it's not. You can't. I want to reread these books. I wish I could reread them for the first time. I wish I could. Who wants to erase my memory so I can reread these for the first time? Because I would be down. Not like erase all of my memories, but like just erase the memory of these books so I can read them for the first time. Okay guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of like my first time doing something like this. I don't know if I really did it right or if it's even really good. I love the new album. I saw some people being like, I'm kind of disappointed. I don't know like why you would be. I absolutely love it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff that you guys know how to do. And I will see you guys when I see ya. Peace.